it's YouTube time. It's been almost an hour. It's YouTube time. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. I'm like losing 5 subscribers every day that I start the stream. I think every time I start the stream, people unfollow, I think. Which, you know, to be fair, I guess I get it because I think it spams your subscription box. Like, is there no other way that YouTube could do this, please? To not make it obnoxious? Just don't start the stream then? You're onto something. How many subs do I gain? Well, I haven't been uploading, so I don't really gain any. My old videos are not, you know, it's not the type of quality where you can just keep watching it, you know? They're just kind of like, I've never gone like all in. No, that's not true. I've kind of gone all in. What's a video that I like really edited really well? I don't know. The day before video? Kind of, but I kind of, I guess, but not really. There's a video you edited well? No, probably not. I never catch any YouTube live streams. The only thing I like that's really cool about YouTube is there is, I believe, no limit on how long the video or the VOD is up. So we can keep scrolling 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Every single VOD 6 months ago is in here. 7 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months, 10, 11, 1 year. Wow, the game hasn't changed much. Listen here, motherfucker. Have I actually been streaming on YouTube for this long? I swear I thought I only started this year, but I guess we've been doing it for a year. We have the beginning of the project in here and also the sword slashy game when we tried to work on that for a bit. Interestingly enough. Look, this is the beginning of Train Rot right here. That's crazy. Look, there's us filling us the items page. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I found you through the first Ronin video with the new character model. It's going to be glorious when we work on Ronin again. You know, when I'm like 40, in my 40s, have 2 kids, maybe a dog, maybe a cat, pet rock, house, hopefully. Not homeless, in quotation marks, in brackets. A hamster. Yeah, snake. Bunch of plants. I already accepted that Ronin is dead. No, I'm doing it. We're going to do it. That's the end game. Ronin is the end game. A yacht? No. No. Private jet. Yes. Dead ass. Don't say dead ass. Dude, I walk the streets in Toronto. The amount of fucking kids that say dead ass unironically, and they say it so often, makes me want to turn around and say, what the fuck are you saying? Shut up. Stop it. You're annoying me. You're ruining the look of the city. I've heard you say dead ass like 17 times in the past 5 minutes. No, one day I would like to work on Ronin, but I think it's going to be more along the lines of sci-fi rather than like cyberpunk. Basically, like, Underworld Coruscant is a big like inspiration. He gets so angry his mic starts. Wait, is my mic clipping now? What happened? Is my mic clipping? It was a second ago. I need to work on my microphone quality because I just don't think... I think something's off about it. Something's off about it. Should I buy... Should I buy a... What's the thing that streamers get and podcasters? What's that? Shure SM7B? Is that the one that people always get? Delta. I don't know if I'd sound good on an SM7B. Do you guys think I should just buy one on Amazon just to give it a try, and if not, we just return it? I'll turn into pirate software. It is super bass heavy, but I think you can probably tune it a little bit. I'm sure you could tune it a little. Turn down the amount of compression that's on it and whatnot. I'm sure you could. Would it make me sound better? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think there's anything wrong with my current mic. I just think there's some... I don't know if it's because I'm like... I wouldn't say I'm an audiophile, but sometimes when I listen to my VOD, there's some like underarching noise that sounds almost like crispy, but in a bad way. Like my microphone has been deep fried. No, not an audiophile with pH. And I'm not talking about pH as in like the acidity level. I'm talking about pH as in PHI, whatever. You know what? Why do I even bother? Have you ever thought about that you can make 10 games from one game core mechanic? I'm not that kind of game developer. I'm sure there's some people that just pump out games like it's nothing, but I'm not a factory. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. I'm not a human doing. I'm a human being. All right, let's get to work. We got work to do. Ha ha. Yeah. Let's take a look at our list. I think that's the coloration of the preamp maybe, or too much gain. I don't know. It could be my... Do I freelance on Fiverr? No. No. Yeah, I don't know which direction to lower the volume of my thing, because I use it like, it's not, I don't even know if it's a preamp. It's called a Voice Live Play. So table's perfect to place the coffee machine. They kicked me. I tried to freelance on Fiverr and they kicked me. Okay, brother, if they kicked you out of Fiverr, that website, and they kicked you out, you must have fucked up really hard to get kicked off of Fiverr. You must have fucked up real bad to get kicked off of Fiverr, of all places. What did you do? All right, we have a bunch of item interactions we need to put in as well. We got to put in rotating items as well. We haven't put that in yet. Monsters still have a bunch of stuff we need to work on. I kind of want to do something a little different today. We haven't done modeling in a while. Can we, do you guys mind if I, work on some trees? I walked off to the left because my interface, audio interface thing is behind my desk. I mind, smile. Well, get in line. File a complaint. I wonder if we have any blockout trees. Static mesh tree. Brother, why is it 20,000 triangles? Why is the tree so expensive, dude? Why is it so expensive? Is there like a retro tree pack? Because like we're kind of going retro trees 3D. Retro trees 3D. Isn't there a tree generator in Blender? Oh, these are like those trees that are just 4 quads, 2 quads. I could probably texture this, make it myself and texture it myself, honestly. Voice Live Play looks like it's an effect pedal, kind of. It has effects, but I think it's also an auto. It's a bit of a weird one. I technically should get like an actual proper audio interface. AI generated tree? No. No! We shall not. Oh, Mrs. has a collection of commercially usable retro 3D style assets. Oh, hey. Classic 64 asset library? That's cool. Is this where all these like horror game developers go to get their fucking assets? Because like, look at this. This is like literally every single thing we've seen in every single horror game on itch.io I've ever seen in my life. It should be on default. I literally just checked the settings right now. Hold on. Let me check. Let me mute my mic just in case. How do I sound? There was reverb and stuff. How do I sound now? There was like apparently a slight bit of reverb. Apparently? Do I sound any different? Or any worse? Can you turn off the music? How do I sound? Do I sound worse or the same? You sound like First Crimson. All right, okay, thanks. How about now? How about now? How do I sound now? I put it on hit instead. There was apparently a bit of reverb and some like other effect stuff that was like on default, but I don't think it was like on a very high level. Yeah, I guess. You see? I think it sounds better. Yeah. Yeah, we good? Hell yeah. If you had walkie-talkies, make the audio really hard to understand. Hell yeah. You know we about to. You know we will. Just want to hop in and tell you thanks for inspiring me. Not for the game dev, but the push-ups. Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Keep them up. Keep up them push-ups. What the hell? So you've been streaming with reverb on your mic for years now? I guess so. It's because I'm holy and stuff, you know? I'm holy. So I gotta have that reverb. Apparently? I think it was on... I guess... I did an extra one, I think. I think it removed the slight grain you were talking about. Maybe that's what that was. A tiny... That table means we're one step closer to a cookie stream. Maybe we are. Retro tree pack? Yo, we're in. Isn't this the guy that makes a bunch of retro packs? I recognize this background. The Grand Bundle. All in one. The Humble Bundle. All current and future packs? That's insane. Oh, they even have sound effects. That's interesting. And a moving van. A moving white van. All right, this could be the tree pack that we get. Or this one. Contemporary. What does contemporary mean? Was the price of push-ups increased? No, that's the same price. I bought an audio bundle in Shio once, and 3 years later it was refunded because it was found out that they weren't his to sell. Classic. Classic. It means modern. Any tree? You guys spot any trees in here? Because maybe I want the contemporary one. Low poly asset pack. Just control F. Don't tell me to control F. You're gonna... Ooh, modern urban pack. Interesting. Oh shit. Interesting. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is where they get. This is where all these developers get their free packs. This is where they get their free shit. Oh shit. Yeah, I see you. Damn it, I downloaded all of these. Goldman. Goldman, I'm looking at you. Hey, whatever, man. If it gets you making games, hey, hell yeah. Then we're in. Dude, I have not kept up with Kenny. What's the latest news with Kenny? I just remember him shitting on a game that seemed similar to this game because he assumed that they were copying him one-to-one. And then I was like, all right, I'm not keeping up with this individual anymore. That's not cool. All right, anyways, pine trees and rocks. Let's see if we can find a tree that we like. PSX tree pack. Yo. I'm copying Trainrot right now. Listen, man, if you do a better job than me, then just skill issue on my end, if anything. It's my own fault at that point. I clearly did not have the skills. Which one was the tree pack that I was looking at that I liked? Oh, this one. Yes. All right, well. Am I about to download from a random website? Oh, it's itch.io. Kind of what random website. I could honestly just make these trees myself, but whatever. Unfortunately, the dev of the other game, not Kenny, kind of said that Kenny was right because all of the hate towards him... Because of all of the hate towards him? Yeah, didn't he give in just because he kept getting shit on? He didn't give in because he admitted to... I don't know, just... Anyways. Sandbagging is never cool, in my opinion. Using your popularity to sandbag on someone is never cool. Because here's the thing. Here's the reality. If Kenny admits that he actually was wrong, guess what happens? As a popular person, if you go in and you accuse someone of copying your shit, but then you later find out, oh shit, you were wrong. Are you going to admit that you were wrong? Now, a normal human being would probably say yes, right? But someone who's popular. I thought sandbagging was when you purposefully went slow in a race. No, not... Did I say sandbagging? Wait, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it... What's the word... what's the word when a bunch of people are piling up on a person? That's sandbagging, isn't it? Piling? Body piling? Witch hunt? Yeah, it's witch hunting, I guess. Witch hunting is also similar. Dog piling. Dog piling is also the term. Yes, dog piling. That's the one. Dog piling. Sorry. Wrong word. Oh, sandbagging is a completely different word. That's a completely different thing. Yeah, dog piling was what I was thinking of. Good catch. You can sandbag lots of things. I do it in bed. If I'm understanding the term right. You're sandbagging drain rot? No, I think I'm just genuinely just slow at all this shit. Wait, it only comes in the GLB for... Oh, no, wait, other formats, FBX. Okay, we're good. Where's the textures? Oh, there they are. All right, hold on. Dead tree, RT, tree RT 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. What? Don't... What? Guys, do not what me. Please. Import mesh. Did my import settings change? No. Dude, it's so funny seeing this shit without any textures because you look at it and it just looks like this. Right. Yeah, right. Right. Oh, they made the bark a separate material than the tree itself. Oh, right. Retro, huh? Retro, right. Right. You paid for that? Fuck no. They're free. You kidding me? I'd still pay for it though. Hey, $5? I'll throw $5. It still looks like a nice tree. Someone who's staring at like 8 quads. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll put the textures in the materials folder. Why? I don't know, to throw someone off. So is this the texture? Wait, what? Oh, the small tree is just an image of a tree. I see. Ah. Okay then. And then the bark textures are just textures of bark. I would have probably done this differently, but hey, it's free, so, you know, I guess, I suppose. You're gonna need a lot of LOD on that tree to hide how shitty it is. Ah, listen, we'll be going fast enough that nobody will know. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. No one will know. Who's gonna know? All right, so we'll do tree, retro tree bark. Underscore base. Base. Convert to parameter. Texture. Yes. Very good. Can I also use the same thing for the other thing? Yes. Very good. Roughness. 1. No roughness. I will be screenshotting all trees and posting them. You can't do that. Wait, hold on. You can't. Hey, you can't. Hey. Mods. He can't do that, can he? Retro tree bark 1. This is bark 1. This will be bark 2, which is just RTA1. I didn't name these. Bark, this bark is just that bark with slight modifications. You wouldn't believe it, but that's the truth. Bark 3 is just that bark with slight modification. Okay, wait, it actually is just the same bark with slight modifications. Okay. All right. Okay, this bark is just the other bark. Well, no, this is a different bark. The bark is going in the at a different direction. But then, wait, hold on. This bark is really different. This is like super different bark. I just realized there's another bark. Bark 5 has hit the table. Look at that. It's a different bark completely. Now, we need to make the trees. So, we'll do tree underscore 1. Yeah, sure. Tree underscore 1. And then this tree will be this tree. But then we got to give it a masked material. So we got to do blend mode masked. Two-sided, yes. Look at that. Stop barking up the wrong tree. Woof. 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 I'll do whatever I want. Don't fuck with me. All right, now we got tree 2. So tree 2 is going to be the dead tree. This is like the alive tree, but it's not alive. Wait, what the fuck? Why is it 840 by 960? Are you for real right now? Are you pulling my leg? How do I force this to be mip-mapped? Whatever, stretch to the power of 2. Let's see if that works. It might not. You're barking at the wrong bark? I think you guys got that entire meme, like, twisted. I think you guys twisted that entire meme. I'm, like, pretty certain you guys fucked up the entire joke. Like, without being mean, but, like... These are some really weird textures. I don't know how I feel about putting this in the project. You know, yeah, whatever. It's a beginning point, right? Typical streamer behavior, gaslighting the viewers. What do you mean gaslighting? What did I... What do you mean? Okay, so dead tree RT_1. That is apparently this one. That's not right. This one. Yes. Song, here you go. It's called Part 1 by Douglas Holmquist. All right, so tree 1 in. Next, tree 2. Tree 2 is just this one. And then RT_2. I don't think that's this. Don't think that's right. Dead tree RT_2. Is it just this? Are these the same thing? Oh, I think they're slightly the same. Just one is tighter, smaller, more compact. I literally don't fucking know. I literally don't know. Small tree RT_1. Okay, small tree. Small tree is this one. Yes, man. Something about the normals doesn't look very good, though. Anybody agree? Is it the specular value? Do we have to turn down the specularity to just 0? Is this shit a 0 specularity angle? I think so. But then what about the normals? The normals of this tree doesn't look right. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. Who cares? Does it even have normals? Well, the mesh still has normals. There's still normals just on the mesh, but there's no actual, like... there's no, like, actual, you know... There's no, like... You know what I mean? So this is RT_1. Wait, what? Yeah, RT_1, which I believe is retro tree 3. or 4. Nope, it's 3. But it seems like this stuff is kind of customizable, which is kind of sick. You know, maybe I should test this out in the scene. It's a tree. Yeah, you're right. Holy shit. That's a dead tree. That's a big tree. Okay. All right, now. Trees are so cool, right? Don't do anything weird to them, please. RTB1? What the hell? Oh, that's the last one. And then this slot is tree RT2, which is this one. Yes, man. The non-evergreen ones look great considering it's about 6 polys. No, yeah. Fade the faces that face away from the camera. Should this be non-two-sided? I feel like this is supposed to be two-sided, right? Or is it not supposed to be two-sided? Hold on. Oh, I guess it doesn't need to be two-sided. My player's footsteps now, I don't even know if I'm programming it right, but I have separate options for all my movement states. Well, hey, if it works, man. Don't think about right or wrong. You'll figure that out later. You'll figure that out as you go, okay? RTB, tree bark RTB. So RTB is the second to last one. And then we have tree RT3, which I believe is this one. Oh, dude, hell yeah, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, we could figure out something. Right now they look fine, for the most part. The problem is that they're not moving. We'll give it a little bit of movement, which I don't know if it'll look too good with this much geometry. Well, let's just say this might not bode quite well because they are quite literally just quads. I guess that's the problem with retro art style is you got like nothing to fucking work off of for a WPO. Oh shit. That's kind of funny. That's pretty funny. Probably program a way that it just speeds up the sound for running. I don't know what you're using. In Unreal, we have pitch, so you can multiply the pitch. This is tree bark RTA, which is actually the first tree bark. And then this is RT4, which is this one. This is a pretty one. That's a pretty one. I like that one. And then we got RT21. What? What? What is the bark? RTB1. Dude, this shit doesn't make any sense, man. They just be putting numbers and shit on here and then just calling it a day. They just be like, yo, let's just put a bunch of numbers on this. Okay, now the question is, how do we make this tile properly? Okay, here's my idea. We take 3 grid spaces of this. Okay, hear me out. We take 3 grid spaces of this, and we space out the trees enough to space all this out. Uh-huh. Yes, man. Yes, man. Oh, shit, I don't see the splits. Oh, no, man. No, man. There's going to be a little bit of, let's just say, we're going to have a little bit of, some snapping issues. Our trees are going to potentially snap. That is not whatever. I'm noticing there are some gaps in our floor. We'll just we'll ignore that. That's fine. Such is life, you know? The floor isn't real. There's a lot of things that aren't real. So let's see. We've covered a little bit of land. Do we also maybe want to place a couple trees in the land here as such? Now, another question. How do we move these? How are we gonna move these in the land? How's that look? Very cool. Okay, now we just copy the same thing. No. What we'll do, we won't copy the same thing. Okay, then we will combine all of these into one mesh. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Where did they put that? Where did they put the button to turn it into a static mesh? Or merge actors. Hello? Selection, actors. Aha! Convert actors to static mesh. T underscore tree, outer tree, pack 1. Pack -1. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. We're in. Save. Please tell me it's swap. It didn't swap it with the actual mesh. Really, Unreal? Where's the proper merge actors menu? Because I want the real guy. I want the real boss. I want the real boss. Where's the real boss? Okay, now I gotta remember how to do this. Train track, instant static mesh, test move metal. So I need to copy this and move it to our trees. Retro trees, material, base. Put that there, world position offset. Okay. Okay. What? Okay, hold on. I think I hold on, we can figure this out. It's quite easy. It's quite simple actually. Tree outer tree pack. Okay, then we reset the scale. We reset the scale. Okay, and then we place it in the scene. This is going the wrong way. You've got to be fucking kidding me. All right, so we take this, we bring it in the scene, and then I rotate it by 90 degrees. Okay? Then I bake the transform. You're probably wondering, Crimson, how do you know what you're doing? It's invisible. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. He doesn't? I do. This is the wrong way. Okay, we'll put it on this side then. I know what I'm doing. I'm kind of a professional. Okay, and then we copy paste that, and then we'll rotate it, and then bring it in on the other side. Yes. Yes, man. When do we get the mountain around the tunnels? That's a part of the DLC. I can't help there. That's going to be a part of the DLC. All right, so surely these trees won't like snap into place or anything, right? Oh shit. Oh, I forgot. This shouldn't have any collision, right? Okay, good. Let's see if that works well. We're gonna have to hide these trees. We have to make a sub-level for when we're in travel. But that looks good, man. It looks good. Let's see it in movement. Hold on. We gotta see if it snaps when it has to, because what it does is it repeats and then immediately snaps it back into place. So we need to see if the snap is weird. Hold on, wait, hold on, everybody hold on. Get out of the tunnel, get out of the tunnel. Come on, get out of the tunnel. There are rats in my train. Do the trees snap, or is it perfect? I don't know, I don't see shit. What about you guys? Do you see a snap? I don't see no snapping to me. Can you add a McDonald's? Excuse me? Okay, we need to increase the bounding box. We need to increase the bounds. Had to? What's this? We gotta be able to make a better one than this. We gotta be able to make a better one than this. Alright, well... No, we can take a better one than this, I feel like. What does the cinema emote even look like? Your hand was off the screen? Take the picture. Take the... Alright. Alright, throw that in. Edit it. I don't know how... don't edit it. I don't know. Alright, hold on. You can't force it? I know, but... There's 30 material instances in this thing. Wait, guys. It did not combine the material slots. Right. Right. Is there a way of removing duplicate materials? Please tell me the modeling tools has a way of doing that. Please tell me it has a way of doing that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Got it? All right. It doesn't really look like cinema. It looks more like someone is robbing me at gunpoint. It looks more like someone's robbing me at gunpoint. Give me your goods. I swear there's a way of simplifying, like we can edit the materials. Oh, never mind. I definitely used the wrong merge. Can I just say? I used the wrong merge. So 7 will be 1. This is stupid. Can I just say this is really, really dumb? Retro 6 is 11? Arc 1 be 10. Retro 6, 11. Arc 1. Retro 4. Arc 5 is 0. Well, I don't know if this will necessarily fix the problem. It probably won't. Guys, I think the numbers are getting skewed. This is not working. Well, I should be able to reduce the amount of materials being used now. All of these trash bins. Delete. Delete, 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 delete. Delete, delete, delete. Get them out of here. Now, I don't know if that actually deletes the material slot because I believe you'll still be able to see them over here. So, yeah. Thought you knew what you were doing? Me too. Yeah. I'd have to export it to Blender to fix this, which honestly, we probably will later. It's fine for now, but not so good. There's multiple reuse materials, but not as much as it was before. Okay, cool. That's kind of sick. Is this the famous Unreal Engine experience? Yes. However, to really round it off, I should be crashing in like the next 5 minutes or so. The engine should be crashing. That would really round it all off. Yeah, shit. I gotta change the bounding box. The bounds, increase the bounds. Positive bounds extension, 500. I actually don't know if this is supposed to be a 0 to 1 value. Fuck it, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Excuse me, door. I'm kind of trying to work right now. Do we need to increase the bounds even further? Can I increase the bounds from this object? Oh, I can. Bound scale 1. Well, I guess we can try that. Not ideal, but I guess we'll just try it out. Still not enough. Still not enough. Can you show me the bounds? Wait, show me the objects. I'd like to see the objects, please. Or not, that's fine. Okay, so we want to increase it that way. That away. That should allow us to see the trees outside of their bounds. Okay, let's see. Time to see. Nice. We shouldn't have any weird snapping in. That looks kind of cool. That looks cool, doesn't it? Doesn't that look kind of cool? Seeing the trees up close. Great, we're in a tunnel. Yeah, I actually did it. Yeah, like I said, I know what I'm doing. Like I said, I know what I'm doing. What the? What does it look like in the office? Seeing the trees pass by. It looks so sick. It looks cool, man. And then we can make it so the forests aren't endless and there's like certain like flat plains and stuff, you know what I mean? Yes, man. Yes, man. That looks kind of spoopy, right? That looks a little spoopy. And you got the fog rolling into it and the lens flares and stuff. Oh, dude. Hell yes, man. Now, let's fuck it all up by adding in some grass. Some grass WPO. Yes. Surely nothing will go wrong. Wait, can we even do this? Because every tree is not a singular tree anymore? I don't think we can... I just want to try. I just want to try. At this point, it's just because of curiosity. Wait, it actually works. Sort of. We just gotta stop the bark from... Apparently there's a... I saw Prismatica has a grass. I don't know if how this works. I'm curious. This is out of curiosity. Oh, I think there's probably a bunch of setup associated with this. Oh, this is probably with the interaction of it. I see. I see. I wonder if these trees have any vertex painted. If they're vertex painted at all. I'm gonna guess probably not. I also can't see the mesh, so this isn't really going to help me at all. When oh, there's no vertex colors. I was hoping we could maybe, you know, all right, for now we're going to use this texture. Okay, for now we're going to use a block out material. Where did the leaves go? Why did they disappear? What? Guys, I literally can't see the leaves. How are they rendering? I actually literally don't know how this is. Oh, I didn't scroll down. Look, it looks perfectly like there's nothing underneath it. You see what I mean? You guys don't see that. Whatever. Whatever. I'm crazy. Guys, fuck me, I guess. All right. So now, Now we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna do something crazy. Okay, paint vertex colors. Yes, dude. Okay, so first we're gonna fill everything with black. Then we're gonna paint red. I'm gonna reduce the size of this. Luckily, this is all set to connected. And then we're going to paint the bottom of the bark. The bottom of the bark. These are some additional details for literally no reason at all, but hey. Hell yeah. Okay. Did I get every single one? We're in. I think. If vertex less than 2, then don't jiggle. The problem is that there are different varying heights of the tree, and so like that wouldn't really work too well. It wouldn't work too well. So in here, what we'll do is we'll do a lerp with vertex color, and we'll allow, oh wait, we want anything that's not red to not have anything. Yes, man. Yes, man. It's moving in some slightly irregular ways. But that's... Yes, man. We'll change the wind speed real quick. And we'll be righty-o. Yes, dude. Okay, maybe not that much. I might have gone. I might be going a little overboard. I might be going a little overboard. I gotta say, I might be going a little overboard. Is anybody gonna notice? I don't know. I notice. Okay, good, nice. That's what I care about. Can we make it so that when the tree passes the trees, they blow in that direction? I'm gonna go fucking crazy, man. Because I was literally thinking about that, but... Where the fuck am I? Okay, problem though, once we get to station 1, all of the trees are going to be in the environment. So we need to make the actual route a different... a part of it. We need to make the trees a part of a different sublevel. We can kind of see the trees snapping. Do you guys see that? Oh shit. Okay, we're making them dance. Fuck it. It doesn't look natural, but we're gonna do it. Oh, but that snapping is not so great. I think that's when it's resetting the tree. Instead of tree, make a dead tree. Problem solved. You know what's really funny? I have a bunch of dead trees, but I forgot to place them with with the pack. And I don't know if I can still join them in there. Whatever. Sometimes you make a mistake. You know, sometimes you make a mistake. Shit happens. What can you do? It'd be really cool if we could add some wind, though. I literally don't know how we could do that, though. Which way would trees blow, then? Would it blow in the direction of the train moving? And then maybe outward a little bit? No, I think it would be mostly outward. Maybe slightly forward. And then slightly out. Having no curves on the track is driving me insane. Maybe that's part of the lore of the game. Can you do some math to not snap the start and end timeline of the vertex motion? I think the problem is how we do the mesh movement, because technically the world is moving, and I think the tree that's snapping is not exactly the same. So, yeah. I'm not too worried about it. It adds to the friend slop. It adds to the slop, making it so it snaps. I think some bushes would look really nice too, though. Okay, so here's the idea. If we make the trees curve with the speed of the tracks, okay? Hear me out. If we want to do something like that, we would just have to check what the speed of the train is, and then we would just check where the player is, and then the trees would just move based off of where... Actually, wait, no, that wouldn't work. You could just bend the screen with WP in the distance. I've thought about that for sure, Riamo, but I don't know how gnarly that would be on the performance. To do curving. We need like bushes and rocks and stuff in here though now. I hate level design. Me too, man. Me too. Me too. The trees look cool. I like it. You need Mr. Bean peeking out from from behind random trees. That could definitely be a really creepy tool, is using like making random like shit appear from behind the trees. Dude, hell yeah. Scary shit. Spoopy stuff. There's the werewolf. Like my face on a sausage? Yeah, I could do that. Uh-oh. Something else is entering the room. Uh-oh, they heard me sprinting. That's not good. Do they look up here if they hear me sprinting? I think they would. I think they'd turn their head. Something else is seeing me. Oh yeah, he sees me. He's literally looking right at me. That's fucking creepy. This game's been growing since all it was an insert rat and furnace simulator. It's a lot more than just insert rat and furnace simulator. What up, you gamer? What's happening here? Working on a co-op survival horror, friendslop type of dealio game. Oh my god. Oh, this could be a bomb. And it is. This could be a bomb. It's not. It's an item. Uh-oh. Don't get back there. Whee! Is it on Unity? It's an Unreal. It do be an Unreal. I don't know how to use Unity. Although, a lot of the big friendslop games do seem to be in Unity. It seems like a very good engine to make these kind of games in, for sure. Yeah, alright. It'd be so funny if you just picked up the large piece of coal and just ran off with it. Now we got this guy over here. Uh-oh, might see me. He sees me. I'm under the table. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Fail RP. They should be able to do something when I'm under the table, though. Maybe, like, flip the table or something. No, they can't flip the tables because these are gameplay elements. Okay. Oh, he didn't hear that, huh? I wonder if certain objects should make louder noises. Like louder ranges. I feel like they should. Me and my coal are going somewhere else. I also think sprinting on different material types should also do more noise. Like if you sprint on the metal catwalks, it should be a lot louder than sprinting on like the wooden floor, for example. That way there's like a more cost to sprinting on the outside. I feel like that would make sense. It would appear the entire train is on fire. Oh, speaking of fire, we actually do have to put the fire task in the game. I'm cheating. In the video game. Okay. What does the environment look like with trees inside of it? I see. Yes. Ah, you sell weed now. I see. How much? I see. All right, so we need to get on that. So the game environment elements need to be in a different sub level. Which is, either way, we had to do this. We have to do this at some point, anyways. So it's good to kind of do that now. Yeah. Pretty advanced project. It's got bits and bobs here and there, right? You know, it's slowly getting up there for sure. Separate gameplay / biome 1 / route level as its own sub level. Okay, cool. It's the old console filled with errors. Just minimize it. Ah, it's nothing. Do I have the Pro Trello? No, I don't. I do not. Or not that I know of. This is just the free stuff. Do you guys mind if I just take a little tiny stretch break? I haven't stood up at all. Give me 1 second. It's been like 2 hours. Hello. Hey. Look at all that NDA Trello takes notes. NDA. NDA. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with NDAs. Well, I technically do with Steam, but not like, you know, on a daily basis anymore. Okay, what do we got going on now? We need to separate this stuff. Maybe even this actually as well, and these trees into its own sublevel. I got one bonus one for you. I'm the lead singer for what is this, Kiss? It is I. My natural skin color is my face paint. I don't even need face paint. Hell yeah. It's my future career right there. Hey, peace out, Meta. That's my future career. All right, so now I need to make a new sub-level, level. So this will be, station 0, station 1. We'll call this route, game route _... Greenlands, the plains. We'll call it the plains. Game route plains. Yes. Okay, now we just have to move all this shit to the game route plains. And then also an additional thing we have to do. We have to load this level in when we need it. So now when we load in, we're no longer loading that level in. So now we have to load that level in. Okay, crazy. Crazy how much different it makes. Makes a huge difference. So, game route planes. Where do I do this? What's the slop? The food I cook. Got it. You should see it. Or you shouldn't, actually. No, for this game it's trains. Train slop. Multi-start next route. Unload stream level. Okay, so then we want to load stream level, which apparently I found that you can load a stream level. You can load a level. Please hold, my brain is operating. When you load a level on the server, it apparently loads the level on all clients. So we learned that now. I shouldn't have to call this event on clients. I just have to call it on server. I am calling it on a multicast though, which is not smart. Hold on, I might just be able to call this on the server. Okay, it would appear, friendslop is literally just co-op multiplayer. So the difference that I see with that I would call friendslop is it's co-op multiplayer. However, the intention is to, well, I think gameplay is simplified so people can quickly join into a game that they never played but their friends have played and be able to like play it quite, you know, simply. And then I think another factor is there's a lot of comedic elements associated, or at least capabilities of comedy to some extent. Really, the start stop button only is a multicast. Interesting. I don't even know how that works, but apparently it does. I guess because it's running off of the interaction system, which is replicated, which is probably going to bite me in the ass in the future. Oh, shit. Working on some slop myself. Phasmophobia ripoff in Sandbox. How is working in Sandbox? How was the development experience like in Sandbox? But yeah, that's what I would say is the difference between regular co-op and friendslop. That's probably how I would compare the two. I view them like the B movies of co-op. Low barrier to entry, funny glitches expected. Yeah, exactly. That's not to say that it's slop in the sense of like it's complete shit. I think it's like just friendslop has its own kind of it's a genre, I would say. Okay, so let's get 2 clients in here. Pi. Been a hot minute since I've opened this shit up. Okay, so another thing I noticed is clients do not see the button light up when it's active. Okay, so we see the trees. The client sees the trees, all good. Let's teleport. We do not see the trees anymore. It's unloaded, and then we're at the station. And the client is not at the station. It would appear the client is not at the station. Let's just make it visible after load. I don't know why we should mark it as should be visible right after. So loading and unloading is safe. However, interesting. Oh, we might have to mark this. Should be visible. Station 1. Okay. Don't know if that's correct, but let's test 2. They still don't see the button being active. That's fine. We can get past that. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, the last stream a long time ago, we added the nighttime sounds, the crickets and stuff. Yeah, hell yeah. Shh. It's vibing time. So everything should be working just fine. Let's double check on this guy. There should be no trees around. I hear an item freaking out. Okay. It's the box. The box was not having a good time. All right. Cool. Things are working well there. Well, sort of. Couple issues here and there, but we fixed the main big one. Sandbox is early days, but there's a lot to like about it. Pros, hot reload, C#, simplified multiplayer, Source 2, play fun. Cons, few add-ons, breakpoints suck. Gotta make a lot of stuff yourself. That's fair. So it's a little bit like... I guess maybe like... kind of going into your own engine at some point. Well, not into your own engine, but working off of a framework. Very similar to how I picture working in like things like Godot and whatnot. But I'm sure as time goes on, they'll probably like have a lot of stuff built in. Is it like Godot to the point where you have to put in your own like... I think there was a time with Godot where they didn't have a system in 3D for frustum culling and stuff like that. Is it to that degree? You gotta do stuff yourself? Or do they at least have some of those kind of like rendering features and whatnot? I'm an Unreal dev, so I just click the make me game button and things are made. Magically, make me game. It works. I feel like when you look at things that cost currency, your currency UI should pop up. I feel like that'd be good. Something to consider. So this is a situation where I would want to actually bring it here because each one of these costs a credit. Am I building everything myself, 3D models included? Not everything. Not everything. My partner's been modeling some stuff as well. She's been doing a lot of 3D. But I model a bunch of stuff too. Like this I modeled. That, no, that I did not model. These computers and I modeled and textured. We should probably make a sound effect play when you click that, just as a confirmation. That's okay. We also need to balance a lot of items. I think a bunch of items have like a default burn value, which is not very high. And if we want to do that whole thing where items are a little bit more rare, then probably gonna want to do that. Huh? I don't know much about the game you're building. What's the end game playability? Oh, I don't even know where we're at with end. I don't know what we'll do for end game just yet. I'm more so worried about the first game that the players play right now, and then in terms of replayability, though, some things that I have planned is like a difficulty system where it's like each time you finish a shift, you like unlock a new you'll unlock a new difficulty that adds like different modifiers and whatnot. And then of course the other thing is the replayability. There'll be more cars that spawn in, rarer cars, different types of monsters, all that kind of stuff I think will help a lot with replayability and whatnot. Am I using gas? Not for this project. I probably should though, to be honest. Yeah. Bold move, making the beginning of the game before the end of the game. Let's see if this strategy works out. If it does, truly an innovation. Making the beginning before the end. Well, I'm still planning how replayability would play out. I think that's good to kind of get that structure out of the way, especially considering Suit for Hire was such a pain in the ass to try to do like any sort of replayability, shoving so much shit in there. Anything happen if you forget that the engine door is open? Nothing yet. I do want to make it so things happen if you leave like this door open, even like regular doors. I want to make it so there's like a little cost to doing that. God, I don't know why in my head I was hearing a banging noise and that fucking spooked the shit out of me, and now that's a great idea. Oh my god. Just hearing bum 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 bum. But it's like reverberated and like you hear glass shaking and shit. Holy moly. Ow, ow, ow! Youch! I don't know why my brain just started playing that. Another thing we need to do, so when a monster enters the engine car, we need to do certain things. Like we need to do like a FNAF door lock kind of system or something. The only way to hide from a monster in the car at the moment is going to these lockers. However, if you're at the very front of the car, there's multiple things you could do. You could leave, which is kind of ass. Instead, I feel like it'd be cool if there was maybe like a little air duct that you could like open the door real quick, hop in and start like crawling underneath or something. And it would break up the monotony of this front section of the car. I think the vibe of the game is slowly building together. We're getting the atmosphere. It's starting to feel a lot more uneasy / creepy, which is good. Things are starting to get pretty creepy. The trees, I think, help quite a bit, funny enough. I think it's because, like, it almost looked like there's, like, a monster passing by the window or something. I can already tell when we start doing, like, sound effects and whatnot of, like, when a monster passes by and you hear, like little noises that come in. I think I'm gonna get chills. I think I'm gonna get chills. Seeing the other car being completely pitch black is kind of spoopy. The atmosphere is building. I'd say Sandbox is ahead of Godot in lots of ways. Only because it's on top of Valve's Source 2. I'm sure there's tons of missing compared to Unreal, but I'm kind of enjoying my own systems. They do have frustum culling though, specifically clustered culling. Clustered culling, that's a new term. I've never heard of that before. You make an engine change in UE5 and compile for 30 minutes, Sandbox is seconds. Do you have engine with Sandbox? Do you have engine source access? Or do you mean like doing any sort of like edits to your project is in seconds? I never want to deal with the engine source code again, to be honest, if I can. At some point I would like to be comfortable enough to edit and modify the C++ on the engine, but Source 2 is private, but Sandbox is fully open source. Interesting. So you can't see like the really behind the scenes code, but you can still see what Sandbox is doing on top. So you could do like the middle, you see the, I guess if we were to look at it this way, you have Source 2 over here, Sandbox over here, and then your project on top. So you have access to these. So I guess if you wanted to see stuff like maybe how some of the physics code stuff does, you wouldn't be able to necessarily see some of that, I guess. In theory. Or maybe you might be able to see if like Sandbox does any sort of like physics edits. Okay. God, the power keeps going out. We need to change the algorithm for how certain things happen in the car. Okay. Is Sandbox built on top of vanilla Source 2? I don't know. I don't know. Those specifics I don't know. The Sandbox devs seem to be slowly porting things from the source to Sandbox core, so the open source layer is becoming a public Source 2 in a lot of ways. Cool. Dude, hell yeah. That's cool. I don't know. I don't know if I would ever... For me, the thing is, like... Okay, that's all done. For me... I've always asked myself, like, what I would do if I were to switch game engines. But I don't know. I just don't know if I have, like, the interest or drive to do that at the moment. I don't really see... I don't know. I just like Unreal's workflow. There's some parts I dislike about it and some things that are obviously very frustrating. But at the same time, I don't need to be super techie focused, like having to do like a lot of like engine edits or anything like that necessarily. Crimogen 5, make your own engine. Source 2 is well known for the Hammer editor. Sandbox has mapping tools in the core engine now that are basically Hammer 2 ported directly. Hell yeah. I've been using a... someone in Unreal, the Unreal community, has been making a plugin called Scythe. And it does a lot of like hotspot mapping and stuff that like... reminiscent of Hammer, which I think is really sick. I actually, speaking of which, I gotta update that plugin because he just released a new update for it that changes a lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. I've been able to do some really fun stuff with it. Like, for example, Station 1, a lot of stuff was made with that plugin, like this building, this building. This is the first building we tried to make with the hotspot mapping. Then this is the second one. It's okay. This one I'm really happy with. That's what I'm super happy with. And then this one's pretty cool. And then, of course, we made this one and this one as well, which look okay. They don't look... This one doesn't look crazy good. I think it could make do with like more like cables and maybe some other stuff around here. But it's neat. It's neat. Switching engines are probably not worth it. The reason I can't use Unreal is because I can't stop touching the C++ in ways that I don't have time for. It's a self-control problem. No, that's fair, man. Can you throw the ball in the window on top of the hoop? Yes, you can. So be careful. You could lose the ball. There is one thing that is really annoying. You need like a minimum. You need like a minimum of like 32 gigs of RAM to run UE5. And I bought a laptop that only has 16 gigs. Now, I found out that there's like certain remote desktop programs that run pretty well, so could always just get that going, but yeah, in this economy, dude, it is crazy how expensive RAM is right now. Even Steam is getting hit by it. They had to completely delay like their Steam machine release, and Steam decks are back in stock. However, they're like $200, $300 more. Thanks, AI. Were you able to fix that issue that one issue that 2 Steam Deck users had in Shoot for Hire? One of them saying that they were only getting 10 FPS inside the menu. No, that person refunded. So I don't know, and like I couldn't get the details of like what Proton they were running or anything like that. So I don't really like. I can't just magically be like, oh yeah, okay, oh let me fix a problem. You know what I mean? Like I can't suddenly just like fix the problem out of nowhere. Unfortunately, I am not a god game dev. I am just a man wrapped in flesh. Hey Cloud, fix my game, please. Yeah. Unfortunately, I ain't got that kind of reach. Ubermosh. Honestly, I'd probably still use UE5 if it wasn't for the play fund. Sandbox kind of pays you for playtime on their platform Roblox style. Top game mow the lawn makes 10K a month. They don't even have to mow your lawn. You are mowing the lawn in the game, and they're making money from you mowing the lawn. What the hell? This is prime time capitalism, if you ask me. I did hear about the play fund system. It sounds a lot like the UEFN system. My only problem with those systems, which is why I think it's very cool that Sandbox made it so you can export the game and sell it on Steam. I think that's very cool. Or at least, yeah. But that being said, the only problem is like you can only sell it on Steam. That's the only approval that's there. You can't sell it on other consoles, as far as I know. Or at least that was the last I heard of that. Because I did see that one game. That's kind of like a My Summer Car equivalent made in Sandbox. That's at least cool. So you're not completely only restricted to the play fund. And if anything, you can also, you know, release on Steam, which, you know, will do pretty well. You don't necessarily need to release on other platforms to be successful. I haven't released on other platforms. I still got to open up my Xbox dev kits. I gotta open those up and start working on that. I gotta get on that. I don't even know if it's worth it. With no, you know, no shade to Xbox, but it's like I don't know if it's worth the time investment. Download isn't fully there yet. The idea is I know is you must release on Steam, but you can also release everywhere else too. Did the Valve confirm that they allowed it so you can release on other I don't think they support consoles though. Do you think Sufire could get a porting deal to have a studio do it? Maybe. I don't know like how much. A, I don't know how much that would cost up front. B, I don't know how much split they would take from it. And then C, I don't think they want to deal with my code. I don't think they want to deal with my code. The code was never coded in a way that it's meant to be read by other people. Now, don't get me wrong. I can code in a way that is meant to be read by other people, and I definitely have worked with teams and whatnot. It's just for these projects, I don't. Sorry, I'm late. Push, that's going on your resume. Late by 3 hours. Facebook publishes the top play fun game finished if you want to see. I literally don't know how YouTube works. Like, I checked all of the security stuff and all of the moderation stuff, and I've tried to set it very low. You could try linking. I don't know if it'll work though. YouTube is like very specific. It's kind of annoying. Probably have sales thresholds on Steam. Yeah, the other thing is also to consider, I don't know if I have the trust in another studio to do it well. So that's probably why I'd want to port it myself. And also I get to learn porting, and I use Suit for Hire as a good like you know, project to learn from. But I don't know if it's worth the time. Like, let's say it takes me 200 to 300 work hours to port the game to Xbox. Like, let's say 300 hours times 45. So the game would have to make like 15K to recuperate the development costs, I guess. Do people buy indie games on Xbox? Especially if they're like 15 Canadian. $15 Canadian or $50 US. I don't know what the indie game market... I know some people have said people do buy indie games, but... aren't all current consoles just basically PC-based engines anyhow? I'm not sure. I deleted it. It's on the Sandbox site at the bottom metric. Let's see. I've seen that they've been pretty open about it. Let's see. Metrics. '90th percentile, 10th percentile, 6 seconds, 90th percentile. What is 90th percentile? Does that mean 90%? It's a very interesting statistics. Mow the lawn. So what I'm wondering is how is Sandbox, or not Sandbox, how is Face Punch making money? Oh, I guess the game, I guess Sandbox does cost money. I do forget that Sandbox does cost money. I did forget about that. I did forget about that. Oh, and cosmetics. Right. They do have cosmetics. What is DXRP? Oh, is this just dark RP or whatever? It seems like it. It just looks like dark RP. Cool. And then mow the lawn. What the hell even the fuck is going on? They're actually losing my money right now, I think. 90th percentile means you're in the same groups as 90% of people. You're in the same groups as 90% of people? Wouldn't it just be easier to say 90% of people? 90%? Maybe I'm trying to, maybe I don't understand the difference. What's kind of crazy is that, so this is USD that's being paid out, what, per day, per every 7 days. Oh, I see. So this is every month. So users 45K. This one's 86K. What I'm curious is that this is almost a double user base value, but it is a lower revenue. Is it because players are playing longer in this one? Because it's like a, you know, it's fucking dopamine number go up kind of shit. So these are quite similar in some respects, but then like it halves out here. Sand business. It's a clicker game. Okay. It looks good though. The UI, it's got a cool idea to it. It's a cool idea. Very cool idea. There's even stonks. There's a candle chart. Okay. Okay, all right. That's kind of funny. Oh, I bet you this is actually, you know what, some games, they actually connect the actual Bitcoin or pricing to the actual thing. So are you technically doing like a simulated trading? I think you might, this might be simulated trading here. That's kind of funny. But then you have Sand Miner, which has 55K users and 3.1K. So retention is extremely important in this. Huh. Interesting. Of course, the RP is doing great, as it does in Gary's mod. But damn, the difference in all time. This is from number 1 to number 2, it's halved. Yeah, I guess it is fairly new, to be fair. It is interesting because Dark RP is up there, or DXRP, I guess. And I'm pretty sure this didn't come out on Steam until quite recently. So this must have been like during beta stages. Got Fart Wars here. Sorry, Fort Wars. Preferably called Fart Wars. Shrek is in here too. Okay. That's interesting. A little IP infringement never hurt anyone. Yeah, you know, yeah. I did not realize I had this open. It's see how many things are broken in the train. Oh my god. Not as much as I thought it would. What was that website? Sandbox. That's just the Sandbox metrics page. Input back, you must add multi-platform support adapting your mouse and keyboard configurations. To replace PC-specific SDK such as Steam API with Microsoft GDK equivalents for achievements. Any custom C++ plugins or third-party using your PC build must be checked and recompiled specifically for the Xbox architecture. Did you just mean in general push in terms of like porting from Unreal? Really, there is just a drought of good games. No offense to the top devs, but there's better games outside of the platform for sure. I think my problem with those play fund kind of those kind of systems, unfortunately, there's a few things that happen from Roblox to UEFN to probably Sandbox to whatever. Multiple things I think happen. The top 3 games are like they've been around for a really long time and they have just been reigning supreme for a long time. And then 2, it's usually like the stupidest, simplest concepts that always reign supreme. So you got things like obby courses in Roblox. You got deathmatch maps in Fortnite, or like the simplest things really. Rarely do I see like really hardcore artistic creative gameplay loops doing well in those platforms, and if they do well, it's like that like 1 in a gajillion chance that it does well. Not sure if that's changed, but from what I heard with Sandbox, it was kind of suffering from, at least from some of the reviews, people were saying that it suffers a lot from like, I don't know if I'd say AI slop is the right way of saying it. It's just everybody calls everything fucking AI slop these days, especially if they don't understand something, but it does seem like there's a lot of slop, probably. There's AI integration in Sandbox? I see. So maybe that's why people are arguing, saying that. That's why I'm happy with Sandbox in that regard, because you can do the platform and standalone at the same time, for sure. I agree with that. It's hard to sell your new game idea when the expectation is X, Y, and Z games, whether that be on UEFN or Sandbox. Right. That'd be the darn truth. We're gonna show you get an Xbox ready, then you have to debug and maybe do some memory optimization and the legal bullshit. Apparently a small team can get a UE5 PC game onto the Xbox Game Store in 3 to 6 months. I think it also heavily depends on the complexity, but yeah, there's quite a few check boxes to tick for getting approved. If you're making Soma, it's probably not going to do well on the platform, but it will on Steam. Right. Yeah, for those platforms, I don't think exploration does well. I think you're kind of going into a realm of social media. Doing the popular thing. Like, I think Roblox did really well. There was a couple maps that did Squid Game style stuff, which was basically just copying the structure of Squid Game. Which is, when you think about it, just an alternate version of, fuck, there was like a really old map in Roblox when I used to play it, where it's like basically a party game. People go in, there's a little mini game, like different floors, pieces break. That Squid Game version is kind of just the same thing, just Squid Game themed. friendslop is great on the platform though, so that's my plan. Yeah, I would imagine that would work quite well. I could see that doing quite well. Definitely. Definitely for sure. It's been fun trying to wrap my head around multiplayer and just a whole different game genre. It's been an interesting challenge. Still, there's a lot to do still to get this game into a point where gameplay testing can be properly done. But slowly getting there, I think. We've got the bones. Now we just need the meat and the seasoning. We've got a little bit of seasoning. There's a little bit of like black pepper sprinkled into the video game, but all other parts of the game, they're not in the recipe just yet. They ain't in the recipe. They ain't in. They were not placed in the pressure cooker just yet. Yeah, maybe a slice of cheese, just a singular American cheddar, fresh. That's it. That's all we got so far. Train rot. The name of the game is the best part of the game. And that's it. Because I think it fits the genre very well. I think it'll potentially be catchy. I don't know. Train rot. Hopefully. Suit for Hire was not very catchy. I feel like it's a bit not easy to remember. But yeah. Sell the name instead of the game. 500,000. 500,000. Anyways. Good stream. Thanks for dropping by. Me and my fake plant are going to see you tomorrow. This is Jim. The fake plant. He's real in my heart. Will there be a monorail expansion? You kidding me? You kidding? You're joking? Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, and sticking around. Good stream. Not much has been done, but that's okay. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully earlier. We'll try to do more. And then, yeah. Yeah. UE6 news having interest though. If they put verse in, I'm going to have to take a look. I'm interested in UE6, but I don't know. I've gotten burnt too many times by Epic when it comes to their, like, still needs a lot of time to cook. So we'll see. It'll probably be 2 years before we see more about UE6 or like actually being able to use it. Who knows? But I'm glad that they're using Rocket League as a good, you know, testing point, just like how they did with Fortnite. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, thanks for dropping by, everybody. See you on the flip side, which is tomorrow. That's when you flip the paper and then yeah. Okay, good.